So Guy, this is Neo Vintage Furniture in Cornwall. Doesn't feel like Cornwall, but it is Cornwall.
Yeah.
What made you decide to open up here?
Well, basically, we wanted to set up here because we are very central to Montreal, Ottawa, and even Toronto, which is a market that we're actually going for. And so that's why we wanted to choose Cornwall as our market home, if you will.
Yeah, the overhead costs in Cornwall are probably a lot less than Toronto or Ottawa.
Much less, and that's why, and you hit a good point there, because compared to Toronto, we're able to get a price point of almost half the price that a lot of shops are doing in Toronto, mainly because the rents there are much higher than we are, so lower overhead, better price for the end user.
And with the internet and social media, which you're heavily into, I mean, you have a great website, and I mean, it's a way for people to communicate. And I've heard comments back from people already going, I really like those red chairs in the picture, for example.
Excellent, yeah.
Which I see in the background over there.
You can see them in the background. You can see the nice little container here that we have.
Yeah.
Also something that's very unique, inspired from the old shipping containers.
So let's walk and talk. What's the philosophy behind Neo Vintage?
Neo Vintage, if you look at the word neo, it means new and different. So we're all about bringing something new and different to furniture. And it's not an oxymoron, it's having new vintage altogether. It's because we're bringing a new spin on the vintage era furniture.
And you basically take a lot of stuff and bring it back to life?
We don't bring it back to life. Most of our products are actually new, but they're inspired by designs, which we do a lot of them ourselves. And actually, this collection that we have is manufactured in a city called Jodhpur in India.
Okay. So you do all the design in-house?
Not all of it, but most of it. The ones that we have in our collection, most of it, the design is done here in-house, and we work with the manufacturer overseas before the collection is actually produced.
So in this corner here, I'm seeing some stands for plants, and they're very, very distinct and unique looking. What is it about them that brings you to choose them for your clients?
Well, basically, if you look at this one in particular, I mean, even my mom commented that when she was growing up, she had one in her kitchen. And so it's an older vintage style that's actually very functional, that you can actually multi-purpose. So you can use it either in the kitchen or use it for different applications that you'd like.
Okay. And this is just a door to your...
That's just a door that's basically to our back store, but again, we wanted to stay very unique with the concept.
Yeah.
And these were actually old doors that were here in the restaurant before.
See, you shouldn't have opened it, because now the mystery of what's behind the red door has been fulfilled.
Okay, we should keep
it closed.
Yes.
All right, and over here we have a very vintage-looking locker.
That's a vintage-looking locker inspiration. I know a lot of kids are looking at that saying, trying to get away from this, but as we get older, we try and go back to our roots. And if you look here, it's a little bit repurposed. So instead of having just a closure on each side, it's a nice shelving unit.
So would this be a vintage locker that's been...
Exactly, yes.
Okay. So you guys give it the Neo Vintage treatment?
Totally.
Okay. And here we have a whole bunch of candles and stuff.
Yeah, we do a little bit of home accents. It's not our specialty, but it's something that always complements the decor. And again, even in candles, we did want to do something a little different. So instead of using just your normal white, these are all applied as having kind of a marble look, or kind of a stone look. And so it's just to kind of bring a little difference to that as well. Okay.
So over here, there's the infamous red table. The red chairs with the glass table.
And actually, that is one piece that is so unique. That is an actual functional crank table. So that table goes up to 40 inches, and I'll demonstrate that in a second for you.
Okay. Well, let's check that out. So people can adjust the height to it.
Absolutely. So when you're looking here.
Oh, that's wild.
There is a 200-pound tabletop on here, so you do have to have a good strong arm.
So why red for the chairs? What triggered that decision?
It just works with this concept. I mean, the table is available without the chairs, and you can choose your own setting. And red just happens to be my personal favorite color, so I just wanted to pop it there. And when you came in the showroom, we wanted this to be the focal point. And at the same time, we wanted to just accent that with red.
So a distinct table like this in a set in Toronto, what would that sell for?
Toronto, that's over $5,000.
Wow.
Okay, well over $5,000. Right now, you're looking at $23.95, and then well under the price that you're finding in Toronto.
So even with shipping, you're still going to get a great deal by coming to Neo Vintage?
Yes.
Okay. What do we have over here? There's a trolley car.
This has actually been our best seller so far.
Yeah, I think a friend of mine bought one of these.
Yes, absolutely. And she's using it in her law office, but you can actually use these in kitchens. We have one in our kitchen at home, and basically we put all of our fruit and vegetables here in the drawers.
It's almost like an island. It's a work surface.
It is, and actually we do have somebody that has bought it for that purpose as well.
And then you have another dining room set.
Another dining room set, which is also very unique with the kind of metal base.
Yeah.
So.
And again, why the combinations of color and style for these sets?
Color, style, and also if you look at the mixture of metal and wood.
Okay.
So the metal sometimes can be generally cold, but it's still, even though if you're looking at a total metal table such as here, it's still actually very nicely accented and warm.
Now I see another variation of your chairs.
Yes.
Right here. We're just going to walk you this way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've got yellow with what shade of brown would that top be? It's almost like a mahogany, right?
Almost, yeah, exactly. So just the wood that you're actually seeing here is a mango wood, which is a hard and sustainable wood that comes from the mango tree and actually repurposed, because the mango fruit will actually produce for about 10 or 15 years. And once it's done producing, they actually repurpose the wood for its furniture. And it gives it that nice, already grainy, vintage look, which is what we were after. So that's why we chose that.
So it's environmentally friendly.
It's friendly and actually almost like a recycled product in itself. So.
Now, on this rack behind you, we're seeing a lot of distinct trippy items, and I see an old Remington typewriter.
That is a very old typewriter, and it has the larger head, which actually was used by an accountant at some point. And so, yeah, we never know. Maybe it'll find its home on some coffee table or something sometime.
So for people that want to find Neo Vintage Furniture on the web, where do they go?
They go to www.neovintagefurniture.ca, and from there they're going to be able to go to various options, specials, promotions, and right now we have an exciting sweepstakes going on. So if you go to the website and you register to our mailing list, you basically just enter your email address and you have a chance to win $1,000 towards anything here in the store.
And if they're driving from Ottawa through, or Toronto through, or Montreal through, and they want to stop in Cornwall and visit you guys?
We deliver.
And you deliver. What's the address here in the store?
The address is 17305 Cornwall Centre Road. Find us at the corner of Cornwall Centre Road and Highway 138. 17305 in your GPS will lead you off to another trail just because of the confusion of the civic codes, but corner Highway 138 and Cornwall Centre Road.
All right, well, good luck with the opening.
Well, thank you.